we were having a conversation about gun shows in America, private sellers at gun shows, and what is known as the gun show loophole. For those of you who are not aware, the Brady Act and background checks only apply to federally licensed firearm dealers. If you are a private seller, you're selling your gun to another citizen and you're not a federally licensed firearm dealer, the federal government says you don't have to conduct a background check. So then it breaks down to the state level. And some states have put into place that you need to conduct a background check, you need to take this step, you need to take that step, and still other states, predominantly red states, have said, nah, you can just sell without a background check. And so as a result, in 33 states in this country, private sellers can sell their firearms, as many or as few as they want, at gun shows without having to conduct a background check or even so much as ask for an ID. And this person on the video explaining that comes in and says, in Louisiana at gun shows, they run background checks. For federally licensed firearm dealers, they do, yes. Not for private sellers. Louisiana, according to Giffords.org, Louisiana does not require private sellers who are not licensed dealers to initiate a background check when transferring a firearm. Louisiana has no laws expressly regulating gun shows. This is from the Shreveport Times in Louisiana. Licensed firearms dealers are required to run background checks before selling, but private sellers are represented in large numbers at expos as well, and they have no such obligation. So, if you're talking about federally licensed firearm dealers, then you're correct. If you're talking about private sellers, then you are incorrect. Right now, you can go to a gun show in Louisiana, buy from a private seller, and not even have to give them your fucking name. Literally. If you look old enough, they can sell it to you. My son is 13 years old. He looks like he's 25. I bet if he could figure out how to act and not be nervous in the scenario, he could walk into a gun show in Louisiana and buy a gun today. Because physically, somebody would believe that he is of age. And as long as he doesn't have to flash an ID, all it comes down to is the private seller's own perception of whether or not he would be old enough. That's it. That's the list. That's the entire set of criteria. And that exists in 33 states, one of them being Louisiana. It's the gun show loophole. It's very real, and it's where a large number of illegal guns on the streets of Chicago, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Houston, New York originate from. Buyers go to gun shows where they can buy 100, 200, 300 guns from a private seller without so much as a name being exchanged in the transfer, and then they disappear into the fucking day with all their guns, and nobody knows anything about them. Nobody knows where they're going. Nobody knows how many they purchased, who purchased them, anything. That's the gun show loophole. So, once again, Louisiana does not have a provision that forces private sellers to run background checks at gun shows.